Thank you, no thank you. Okay. Okay, we are coming. So just a second. Just a second. Okay. Oh, sorry, keep you waiting. Oh, excuse me. What's your name? This Australian. I can see. I can read your name. Let me see. Just read. Ah, John-san, very soon. How are you? Ah, welding, well, an average. Ah, so.
そうです。
Okay.
お
Thank you
はよ
so
うございます、先生。
much. 先生。Thank you so much, 先生。Okay. So what our practice is? So what our practice is? As I just already mentioned about many times. See, when Bodhidharma just came from the India to China. See, the emperor just invited him to the palace. And then he just asked him, who are you? Who are you? This is the most important thing, most valuable thing for us to realize. This is a main point for our practice. See, when the emperor just asked him, who are you? Then he answered, I never be able to be aware of who I am. I never be able to be aware of what I'm doing, even where I am. This is our true self. This is our true self. See, once we have to realize this, see? Then you'll be able to be completely satisfied with yourself. You're not gonna have any question, trouble, problem at all. Hi, congratulations. Okay, today today's teaching. What the Jinen Roshi just teaching us is number 44. Number 44. turning delusion. See, what's the turning delusion is? See, when we say delusion, see, people just emerge the enlightenment or a kind of a liberation or a realization. See, at least two things happen as far as the thinking or thought, but this is not a truth. When I say delusion, that's a delusion itself. Delusion doesn't mean delusion itself at all. Just a delusion doesn't mean anything else. Doesn't mean anything. Just a delusion. But as far as the people are concerned, see, when I say delusion, at the same time, almost at the same time, people just emerge a kind of enlightenment, a kind of liberation or realization. You see, two things happen. Then people just compare. People just compare which is better, which is better. See, this is a causal struggle. The thing is only one. When I say delusion as it is, that is the truth. Nothing else. But the delusion itself doesn't mean delusion. What people think about the meaning of delusion at all. This is a very important thing. So, what the Jinen Roshi just teaching us today is, as I just mentioned, turning delusion. This is a kind of title. And what he just teaches us is to say that turning delusion into enlightenment, turning ordinary people to sages, is a world of unenlightened. See, this is a very important thing. You see, as I just mentioned. See, as when I just if we just realize who we are, this is very important. The truth is always one thing just happens, only one thing. See, when I say one thing, you just become one thing. That's it. Nothing other. Illusion. When I say one thing, you just simply become what I say. Then totally finished, totally end, totally finished. Nothing left at all. You see, this is the true our activity, action. But unfortunately, as far as people are concerned, two things or three things they come out later, after. See, this is as I just mentioned, this is a cause of trouble. This is the main problem as far as the human, as far as people are concerned. Thing is always one. Then come out and they disappear. Nothing left at all. To say that turning delusion into enlightenment, turning ordinary people to sages is a words of enlightenment, and word of enlightened. See, the thing is, as I just mentioned, things is already finished as it is. See, things, everything is just finished or end as it is. Then kind of the function of recognition just come out. And at the same time, when I just take a look at this, you see, I just become this. then nothing happened at all. But at the same time, almost the same, then recognize this. See, then I recognize this, then at the same time, almost same time, I recognize this. So the kind of a separation just happened. Come on. But before I recognize this, we never say which is which. See? I just totally become this one. You see, no separation at all. No separation. Then I recognize this. Then kind of what you think about the self just come up. That's a later. That is a later. It will never be deceived. The truth, the fact is, I simply become this. See, there is no separation between this and this. See, then kind of the recognition just happened. Then kind of a separation between this and this. See, this kind of actions, this kind of movements quickly just happen. So people they totally be deceived by this movement, this activity. See, action. This is not the truth. The truth. Truth is we never be able to be aware of which is which. See, which is which. That's the Bodhi Dharma just the teachers, as Bodhi Dharma teachers. I never be able to be aware of who I am. Because no separation. Because no separation. No discretion. So you never be able to which is it. In another word, what you think about the self never enter between this and this. Never enter, never intervene between this and this. See? That's much no separation between this and this. See? But this is very easy to say, but this is very hard to realize. That's really doesn't, only doesn't. You'll be able to just realize this fact, this truth. This is the truth of the universe. This action, only this action is going on in the universe. Only this one, this activity or action or movement. None of others, but one. This, when I face this, then when I face this, there is no separation between this and this. This is the truth of the universe. So become one. I just become this one and this one just become one. This is the truth of the universe. So these things we have to just realize. That is Zazen. Excuse me. So in order to truly see the truth of things, we have to leave our human perceptions behind. And for the first time, our perception themselves will be able to see again is a world that we have to control over. We have no control over. This kind of translation is very kind of, so you may not be able to understand what it says, even in concept. So what it says is, you see, the function of recognition is the moving, is working, is acting very sensitively. So See, as I just mentioned before, see, when I face this, see, only this, only this. See, before I recognize this and what thinking about the self never exists. Never exists. This is a very important thing. What people think is what people think about complete separation. The people think about complete separation between this and that. That is a totally misunderstanding. When I face this, see, only this, this will never exist. Then, when I just recognize that, then the same time, almost the same time, this will just come up. Otherwise, I never be able to just recognize this one. So as long as the function of the recognition, as far as the function of the consciousness, the two things have to be. See, one of the things being recognized, and then other one is a person who just recognizes. Otherwise, we never be able to recognize the things. Two things. Well, the truth is one. When I first did, only one. Never what you think about yourself never exists. Then you recognize this, then one more same thing, this one just come out. Oh, what do you think about? This is a total trick. So you have to see through this trick. And that is a zazen. That is a zazen. This movement, actions, so quickly just happen. So quickly happen. So people never be found on what's this kind of the movement. People, that's the reason people always be deceived by this movement, by thinking or thought. Well, in order to truly see that the truth of things, we have to leave your human perception behind. So this is that. This is that. So when you do that, see, whatever thinking or thought come out in your mind. See, this is thinking, as I just mentioned before, thinking of thought just simply just come out without any reason. Without any reason. It's a totally different from what's thinking about thinking or thought. See, what people think of thinking or thought is a kind of see, the thinking or thought just come out with a kind of a certain reason. But what the truth is, you see, without reason, just come out. This one you have to just see through. Yeah? If you can do this, you never care much about the thinking or the thought coming up in your mind. Never care. Because for those reasons, why you have to care over them. So, without any reason, just simply come out. Simply just coming out. So when we do zazen, whatever just thinking or thought just come out in your mind. Simply, let's go then as there. You see, never touch, never deal with, never try to understand what's the reason that's kind of the thinking or thoughts just come out. It's not necessary. Simply any kind of thinking also just come out without any reason. So simply just slow down away. As this is that. Although it's very hard for you to do. Yeah, I understand. And not only you, but everybody, almost everybody. It's very hard, but this is the most valuable things for us to do. Then you'll be able to encounter through yourself. Our true self is entirely, totally different. You never be imagine what the kind of things it is. Totally different. That kind of things never come out. Never come out in your thinking or thought. That's much different. Hi. So in order to truly see the truth of things, if you just want to realize who you are, what the truth is, see, simply just throw away or release the thinking and thought as there. This is very important. This is only this way you will be able to just realize who you, what the truth is, what the things is, what the true things is. So this thing, only this thing. Okay, in order to truly see the truth of the things, you have to leave your human perception, thinking or thought. Thinking or just, it's very hard to do. I understand, but if you really want to realize who you are, just simply do it, please. Behind, and for the first time, our perceptions and self will be able to see again a world that we have no control over. We have no. See, once you completely, once your thinking or thought completely ceased, what's happening is right now. See, this one and this one completely disappeared. See, if your thinking was completely ceased, so what's happening is this one and this and this and this one. See, everything's completely disappeared. Have you ever just experienced this one? This is totally different from what people thinking about. So then what the Shakyamuni Buddha realized who he was is things just happen. See, then kind of the consciousness of regression, and kind of concession just happen, and then what it is. So just Shakyamuni just said what it is, but only what it is, never realize what it is. So at the same time, this, see, he just recognized the self. Then he just recognized, he could just realize the Mars, the star. Then he just completely realized this movement, this action, this moment he just recognized this one. Before he recognized the star or Mars, this one never exists. This is his enlightenment. See, before recognize the thing, this one never exists. See, right now, you just recognize things, then you recognize it almost same time. You just recognize that. Then kind of a separation just happen between this and this. That's what thinking about a human being. But that is not true. That's these things just happen after recognition. After recognition. Before recognition is there is no separation between this and that. What you think about the self, what you think about the things never exist. Never exist. See? That's reason. Shakyamuni Buddha or patriarchs just recommend our students others. But the people thinking about the self is a totally misunderstanding. Totally different from what the true ourselves is. We are completely deceived by thinking and thought, or by the function of the recognition or consciousness. See, that's the reason we have to do it. It's completely deceived. See, unfortunately. But fortunately, that's it. You can do it. Petition, you can do it. 1 square meter space is enough. 1 square meter space enough. And put a kind of cushion and you sit. That's the kind of the condition just enough. Then you just sit and whatever thinking or thoughts just come out in your mind. You simply just throw them away as they continue constantly you do. If you can do it, eventually you'll be able to encounter to yourself. This is it's not more in a sense, slightly difficult, but not too much. So continue constant, you do it. So this is this way Shakyamuni Buddha just realized who he was. So we can do it. Yeah. But diligently, we have to do it. Okay, if you want to realize who you are, if you don't leave a human perception once, you will never be able to find the roots of the mind. See, roots of the mind is there. See, the thing, what you think about the thinking or thought, just is a totally misunderstanding. See, the thinking and thought just come out after recognition, after conception. Consciousness, after consciousness. See, before consciousness, before recognition. See, thinking and thought never happen. See, this is a roots of the thinking. You don't know much about that. That's the reason you are totally deceived by thinking of thought. See, before recognition, what you are thinking about, the thinking or thought never exists. So what you thinking about the self is the only thinking as so just recognize or admit this is the self. This is the self. See? Ourselves are just admitted or recognized by thinking and thought. See, thinking or thoughts just recognized as a self, as a human being. That's it. No substance at all. No, what you think about the self is no substance. See? But once you recognize, you are thinking also they recognize this one as a self, as a human being. Then kind of substance just come later. Before you recognize this, what you think about the self never exists. What you think about thinking also, even thinking also never exists. You see, before recognition, before consciousness, see, nothing exists at all. See, this is what it says. The roots of the mind. Roots of the mind. See? Roots of the mind. Even roots of the mind never exists before recognition, before consciousness. Thereafter, after recognition, everything happens because the thinking also just recognize this is this, this is this, this is this. Then kind of a substance, just the substance of the things just come out. This is not true. This is not true. Before recognition, before consciousness, nothing happened. Nothing happened. Nothing exists. Right. This truth you have to realize. Then, once you just realize this, you never be deceived by anything. Right. This is and what people called enlightenment. Right. So when you thoroughly when you thoroughly perceive, you need to be the state where your body, mind, and environment all are vanished. See, you, as I just mentioned about when you're thinking also completely ceased, completely disappeared. But don't misunderstand. You see, thinking or thought is a natural function, never deceives. What I just the thinking or thought disappear is the thinking or thought just come out. Then you just try to take care of, try to deal with, try to understand. These things is completely ceased. See, thinking also never disappeared, because a natural thing, natural function. See, but when you just try to think about what's the thing, why that kind of a thinking also to come out. What's the reason just it's come out? This is a cause of trouble. This you just try to deal with. You see, this is the cause of trouble. Then when you just throw them away as they were thinking, or so throw them away as it is, this one just completely disappear. Thinking also just come out without any. This is nothing trouble, nothing cause you trouble. Just simply just come out, just come out. Doesn't bother you at all. But if you just try to take care of what is the reason why it's come up, it's cause you trouble. These things completely disappear. See, when you just, if you just throw away thinking or thought as these things just completely disappear, cease. Then just no separation, as I just say, no separation between death and death. See? So you never know much about anything. See? Anything. Because your thinking also is completely ceased. Yeah, doesn't work at all. Yeah. Then nothing just come out. Right. This is the things that what the Jinen Roshi just mentioned. When you are thoroughly perceived, you need to be perceived. You need to be the state where your body, mind, and the environment all are vanished, and there is nothing left to see. Nothing left to see, nothing left to hear, nothing to smell, nothing to taste, nothing to feel, nothing completely, everything completely vanished, disappeared. This experience, once we need. And there is nothing left to see, or you will never be able to thoroughly perceive what is a real form and what is the truth of the Dharma. Those things is a creation of the thinking also. If the thinking also completely ceased, completely disappeared, nothing happened. Right. This is a truth of unity. This is the truth of ourselves. Okay. The roots of the karmic retribution is that one's the current mind, one instance of the consciousness. Just thinking. And what is the truth of the Dharma? Oh, no. Because it does not know the current fact. Sounds like very complicated, but very simple. You see, you the function of the recognition or consciousness doesn't know much about function of the recognition of consciousness. This causes trouble. See, because what we are thinking about ourselves is just happen, just come out after recognition. See, after recognition. See, as far as the recognition, function of the recognition, there is two things, as I mentioned. The one things being recognized. See? Then the other one is a person who just recognizes. See, two things, that's real. But this is not a true. True is no separation. Ice come day. No rest. No, this is a truth, this is a reality. Then you recognize this. What's happening is a person. between this and the two things happen. This is not a fact. But recognition, as far as function is concerned, it doesn't know much about this trick. This trick. So we are completely deceived by thinking also. Then, as I just mentioned, the thinking was also completely ceased. So even thinking also was never existed. Then something happened. What it is, just say what it is. But saying what it is never just recognize or realize what it is. The person who just recognize just happen. Then you'll be able to just recognize what it is. Before recognize that this will never happen. That's things, see, you will recognize this moment. See, this is what it says is another because he doesn't. There is oh yes, but we cannot see what the roots of our mind is like. Oh no. The roots of the roots of the karmic distribution is that one's cannot word. I missed. But it is the truth because it does not. They can, but we do. So listen. See, as I just mentioned about the function of recognition, doesn't just recognize, well, doesn't know much about what the recognition is. See, so that we are completely just deceived by thinking also. You see, then, as I just mentioned, once something happened, then kind of consciousness or recognition just recognize what it is. But unfortunately, but we cannot, the recognition itself recognize what it is, because the things being recognized and the person who just recognized just happen. Then we just recognize that what it is. See, at this time, the recognition just recognize. See, this recognize what it is. See, recognition just recognize what the recognition is. We'll be able to understand. See, recognition just recognize what the recognition is. Then everything has done. This thing, see, we are completely deceived by the function of the recognition. You'll be able to just completely realize this at this moment. See, because function of recognition just recognize what the function of recognize. See, to be able to understand. Then you never just deceived by thinking or thought or function of recognition. But see, at least function of recognition, if not exist, see, we never be able to recognize this. See, although we are deceived by the function of recognition or consciousness, but we be able to just realize what we are, what the truth is by function of recognition. Yeah, a kind of paradox. But as far as the thinking was, as far as the true ourselves, two things never happen. So you never worried about it. We never be confused at all. So only one just happened. So where is it? Where is it? Again, the most karmic retribution is that one current mind, one instant over the consciousness is only lost because it does not know the current fact. You see, that's as I just mentioned. You see, if you realize this, you see, if you realize this, see, if you realize that before consciousness, before recognition, see, as I just mentioned, there is nothing exists at all. See, even thinking also never exists. See, then you recognize this, the things just come out. Everything just come out later, after recognition. See, before recognition, you see, nothing happens. There is nothing concerned with good or the bad, like or the dislike, or whatever. But the people just have a trouble. That's kind of thing never happen. Then you will completely recognize what's the truth, because you see, before recognition, nothing happened. So that like or dislike, or the good or bad, whatever kind of the dualistic things never happen. See, just as it is, just as this is true. So these things you will be able to completely realize. Then you never be deceived. The truth is nothing happened, nothing at all. See? But what the thinking, what the things just happen in your mind is 2 or 3 or 4. That is another truth. You'll be able to recognize these things. That's the reason you never just deceived by thinking or so at all. See? This is enlightenment. Hi. So it has been decided. It has been decided that such things cannot be attained without study. Yes, this is the most important thing. If you just want to realize who you are, if you just want to what the truth is, you never be deceived by. If you want to be deceived by anything, we want to just recommend you to the sadhu. Only that you'll be able to just attain this state. These are the condition. In another, you never be just confused. You never be confused. You never have any question, trouble, problem. But so-called suffering never come out. Never come. This is the most peaceful state, condition for human being. But we're just living this way. Then if you just recognize this peaceful state condition, then that state or condition and then kind of the cells just separate. See? Then the things also to just try to just understand, try to figure out, try to think many many ideas, many much thought, many thinkings come out in your mind, and you totally confused. That's the cause. This is the cause of trouble. I'm very simple, but very fortunate. We are living very peaceful, without any trouble. That's the reason we have to recognize, we have to realize this truth. Then you'll be completely person who is completely peace. Yeah. Congratulations. Okay. Rather than I tell you, it is a way of knowing direction that everything has been resolved now by simply listening. Only this movement, this action, this is the truth of the universe. See, universe, when I clap my hand, just simply universe come out and disappear. Will be understandable. See, everything come out, then everything disappear. Total. This is the truth of the universe. But if you just understand in concept, you never be understand. You never be able to just understand what it is. No? Always doubt or question remain, unfortunate. So zazen, when you do zazen, see, until you just realize what this clapping is, then you totally realize who you, what the truth is, without any doubt, any question. See, this is that. Okay, so it is a way of knowing direct, always direct, no separation, always directly down. See, directly we just become what we faced. See, always, see, always directly we just become what we faced. Yeah. We just become this son. Without any intervention. See, intervention. See, we are directly because what we think about the self never intervene. See, between the things and what we think about the self. This is the truth of the universe. Only this movement action just going on right now, without any nothing else. These things you have to just realize. Then you'll be able to just satisfy with your present condition state. To say, okay, to say being deluded, being enlightened, it is the action of one self. There is no difference. That is why everyone is always in such good order. Thus, there is no way to stray or realize. See, when you say this one is the deluded, or you say this is enlightened, see, nothing different. This sound never changes. Even you say this is the deluded, this is enlightened. No different at all as far as this sound. See, but thinking. When you say this sound is deluded, This sound is like this. Yeah, as far as the thinking is be changed. Well, this sounds never changed. See, for instance, listen. When I say listen, it's red. The people say, okay, this one is red. When I say this is not red, this is yourself. People call me, oh, it's not that's true. But saying, this one never change. Even I said this is red, even I said this is yours, this one never changes because truth, reality never changes. But thinking or thought is not true. That is a change. When I say this, red, when I say this is yourself, thinking also is change. But truth, fact, see, reality never change. See, these things you have to just always this thing you just follow this truth. Then you'll be able to just realize who you are. Because thinking or thought is not true. See, two things happen. See, the things being recognized and the person who just recognized. Two things. That's enough. See, when you face to death, only one thing. Two things never happen. See, once you recognize this, then two things just happen. Come on. See, things being recognized and the person who recognized. It does. At the time you just recognize what you think of the self, before you recognize that, this will never exist. This is the same. That is why everyone is always in such good order. See, perfect, complete order. See, as Zen Master Dogen, the teacher. See, if you just search for the way is our truth. See, if you just seek, for the who we are, you find it to be complete and universal. This is our truth, complete and universal. See, the entire this through ourselves is completely different from what we think about the self. That's the reason we have to do. You see, completely different. What thinking about the self is a creation or delusion over thinking or thought. You'll never be deceived by the thinking or thought. There is no one who lives knowing the reality of now. See, we, as the Bodhi Dharma just teach us, our answer to the emperor, I never be able to be aware of who I am. I never be able to be aware of what I am doing. I never be able to be aware of what I am doing, where I am. This is to ourselves. Complete in the universe. Complete in the universe. This is our true self. And there is no one who lives knowing the reality of now. Each one of us now has no illusion or delusion of Buddhism, Zen or practice. Right. That's the reason. That's the reason we don't need to do zazen. But in fact, but you can just, if you cannot accept what I say, what the Shakyamuni Buddha just say, so no use at all. That's the reason we have to practice. That's the reason we have to do zazen until you completely accept what the Shakyamuni Buddha teach us. Then everything is completely finished, completely end, without any question, without any trouble. Hi, that's his zazen. There is no substance. There is no substance in the Dharma. See, another point. Here is what is called the universe is Dharma, Dharma world. See, the same. The universe in the Dharma, the Dharma world is the same. As far as Dharma world, there is no substance at all. See, as I just mentioned, the only with human being, what you think about self, kind of the Dharma world or the universe just come up because of the function of recognition. See, other another animals, another lives never have this function. So even they don't know much about everything. They don't know much about everything. That's it. But only human being know much about the things what's going on. This is a recognition. See? But this recognition is the creation after recognition just happen. This kind of substance will come out, coming out of the substance after recognition. Before recognition, nothing exists. No substance at all. Before recognition. Right. There is no substance in the Dharma. That is a Dharma world. Before recognition is a Dharma world. See? After recognition is a human being's world. That is not true. That is not Dharma world. Before recognition is the truth. See? So once you have to recognize, before the other things just happen, things going on before recognition. This realization, is this we have to do. Then we never be just deceived at all, deceived by anything at all. There is no substance in the Dharma, as it has not substance. It is flourishing. Because no substance. That's the reason. No problem at all. Very extremely, completely pure, completely pure. It is flourishing without substance. It is free, and it is without any refusal. See, what it says is that everything is just come out as it is. See, without any refusal, just as it is. Then come out and disappear. See, coming out is the disappearing. See, what do you think about the cause and the result? in concept is because this reason, then things just happen. Then this is a result. This is another thing. See, causes, effects, or causes, results, same thing. You see, as I just mentioned before. See, when what people think about, Jinen just clap his hand, then sound come out. Sounds come out. This is a thinking or song. This is another truth. When I clap my hand, see, then this is, here is the two hands, see? But sound doesn't come out. Then it's become one. Become one. At the same time, sound come out. You see, sound come out. That's the reason. That's the reason. When I clap my hand and the sound come out, or sound come out and then my hands clap, which is it? Which is it? Okay. So always know the first. You see, these things just happen. Only one, not twice, three times. So we don't need to reverse at all. Always would be understandable. Okay, there is no need to replace, see, because always one. Never two, never things happen twice or three times. Only, always one. So never replace, never reverse at all. Nothing left. See, nothing left at all. But as it is, always as it is. So that's much complete. That's much complete and universe. This is our true self. Congratulations. Maybe I give you confusion. But what am I? You'll be able to enjoy it later. Thank you so much. Okay, so we have one more. Never confuse, never refuse. Right, thank you so much. So see you the day after tomorrow.